What I didn't cover in that video was how I make my stencils for the glass etching. I do that through Cricut Design Space, and I have a Cricut that cuts my stencils for me. If you have a Cricut and you've been intimidated by Design Space, don't be intimidated. There's a lot to learn. I'm going to try to walk you through the steps that I do. Hopefully this will help you. I'm getting ready to make these little monogrammed dessert plates for a friend for her birthday. I think these are so fun to have around and just a really good gift. So let's get started. In Design Space, I begin by creating the plate in its entirety so that I can see what the finished product is going to look like. So I click the shape for a circle, and I begin by sizing it to the size of my plate, which in this case is 7.5 inches. There are two ways you can size your shapes: by pulling the corner, or you can go up to the top bar that says size and you can just type in whatever size you need. So again, 7.5 inches in diameter is what this plate is. So I type that in and hit enter. With the plate sized to the correct diameter, I then change the color to be as close to a glass color as I can get, which in this case I just chose a light gray. Next, I want to create the inner smaller circle where the monogram actually fits on my plate. So I create another circle, I size that to 4.5 inches and place it in the center. And finally, I change that inner plate to the gray, and now I have my full plate representation, and I can start designing whatever design I want for the plate. In this case, it's pretty simple. It's just going to be the letter M. You just click the little T to the left side panel that says text and type your letter into the text box that comes up, and start choosing your fonts. Right up there at the font bar, you can click the down arrow and scroll through all sorts of fonts. And once you've chosen the one you like, you just size it to fit within the plate or within whatever background you happen to be working with. I try to fill the space, and then I also change the color of the M to what it will look like when the plate is finished. And now we are ready to start thinking about cutting. Since the letter M is really all I need for my stencil, I need to get rid of the circles now that are in the background. But because I may come back to this project and do different designs in the future, I don't actually want to get rid of the plate circles. Instead, I'm just going to hide them so that Cricut doesn't see them for the cutting. Here you can zoom into that sidebar and see the little icons. Those are what show you what's on your screen, and if you click those, the items will hide and go away so that they won't be part of your cut. And there you can see just the M is what remains, and that's what we can now start cutting. And if for some reason you needed your circles back, you can always go back and re-click them, and there they are right where they belong. Okay, so we'll actually get rid of those circles again, hide those, and we're back to our M. And now I really need to duplicate this M 8 times. A total of 8 M's is what I'm going to do, or 8 plates is what I'm going to do. So I go up here to the far right and I select my M, and there you can see it's now selected, and I can go up to the top right and there's a button called duplicate. You just click that button and you can start to see more M's popping up on your sidebar, and there they are on the screen. And you just keep clicking duplicate until you have as many as you need. And now we are ready to start cutting, and to do that you go to the top right corner to the big green Make It button, click that, and now you are in the cutting screen. If I was going to be working with the positive piece of vinyl, meaning the letter M itself, then I would leave these M's exactly where they are. But for this project, I am going to work with the negative space. That's where the Armor Etch cream goes, is into the negative space. So I need to move these M's around so that I'm sure I have enough of the surrounding vinyl to work with. And once they're all positioned, you can start putting your cutting board and vinyl together. Here is my Cricut cutting board in the 12 by 12 size, as well as I've cut myself a piece of vinyl that fits. The brand I like is this Oracle 631, and I buy that in very large rolls. I think this roll that I have here, when started out, I think it was about 75 yards or feet. I'll link that below because I can't remember exactly, but I buy this in very large bulk. Pull the clear top off and position your stencil on. And it is held on there and ready to be cut. Okay, so here I have my computer all hooked up to my Cricut. This is all set to load. I'm gonna slide this in place, and then when this little C starts flashing, you are ready to go and it's ready to cut. So here we go. While that's cutting, I'll talk about some of the tools that I use for when this is finished. There's a tool that Cricut makes that's similar to this. It will help kind of push and peel this off of the sticky surface. This just happens to be a Pampered Chef cleaner that I had, and it just comes in handy, and so you'll see me use this in a second. Also, this is the Cricut weeding tool. I can't say enough about how helpful this is to have, so you really are going to need some kind of a weeding tool, and this is really good. I also use this clear one-sided sticky transfer tape. I just really like this roll, and I can get it in bulk as well, so I will link this below. When all the cuts are done, the light will start flashing on your Cricut. You just hit that and out will come your vinyl. Now you want to very carefully remove your vinyl from your cutting board. It can be pretty sticky, and that back paper can tear sometimes, so just you do very carefully. And then use your weeding tool to pull out the parts of the vinyl that you don't need. Sometimes you need to weed the surrounding, and in this case I am weeding the positive out, which I do not need. Okay, so now you want to apply your transfer tape before you cut this into smaller pieces. It's just easier to do as a large piece. So I unroll it to the size that it is, and luckily this comes 12 by 12. It's nice and easy to keep everything 12 by 12. So there, I'm out far enough. I'm going to just really carefully set that down, smush it down, transfer tape's on. That. Voila. That's why I like that roll so much. Alright, so now I have my transfer tape, and these are ready to be cut down into individual M's. So as you can see, I'm going a little crazy here with my dessert plates. I have a whole bunch I'm going to make. If you want to know the next steps in the etching process, please check out my other video on the Armor Etch etching cream and how to etch glass, because the process that I'm getting ready to do is exactly the same as in that video. I will link that as well. Hopefully watching me work through this project in Design Space and cutting with my Cricut has been helpful to you. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like and subscribe, and let me know how your own projects are going. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye.